Hi there, it's Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I've got my third card for the Sunshine and Smiles Paper Pumpkin Kit from February of this year, 2023. Here's the card that I'm going to show you. Opens up, and then it opens up again. So let's get started. You're going to need one of the Balmy Blue bases and one of the gray diorama insert cut. We're going to position that inside there. And then you'll need a bunny rabbit, some clouds, a frog, a ducky, and an umbrella. And then some basic white scraps that you can put your words on. So first of all, what we're going to do is take our Raindrops embossing folder. Now, if you did not get this, it goes with the Plain in the Rain suite. If you did not order this, then you could just use any embossing folder that you have. You may have another prior Raindrop embossing folder that came out, or another company's. Feel free to use that if you want. You don't necessarily have to emboss on this piece, but a little texture on it is going to help. So I'm going to go emboss this with my Stampin' die cut and emboss machine, and let me make the sandwich and I'll be back to show it to you, because it's a little different sandwich for this because this folder is very thin. Alright, so you're going to put this die cut piece of paper into your folder, and you want the raindrops to like be coming down, so go ahead and guess we want to go this way. Actually, wouldn't have mattered. We could have turned it upside down, couldn't we? So we've got our paper in our folder, and it's going to require the base plate, and then you're going to smush 2 plate number 3s with the folder in the middle for the sandwich. And this is how you will run this thin embossing folder. All right, and when we're done and we take it out, it will look like this. And again, like I said, I want my raindrops coming down, so we're going to adhere it inside of our card. We're going to also take this piece and score it at 1/4 inch. Now we can set that aside while we work on our card. And I think maybe let's work from the inside back. It'll be easier to line things up. So we're going to start on the inside with our duck and the umbrella. So I've got my duck and my umbrella. And what I did was I went and cut in on my little duck so that his wing was loose. And I did trim the handle of my umbrella down, but let's see. I might still need to. And actually, I cut more of his wing loose. Then I am going to cut part of this umbrella off. And then I'm going to put it in his wing so it's like he's holding on to it. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put a little tiny piece of my dimensional on there. Actually, I'm going to put a bigger piece and I'm going to put it over so that it stays like tucked in there. The umbrella stays in place. I want the little duck to pop up. So I'm going to put a piece of dimensional behind him on his head, and we can also probably put a little piece on the umbrella because we want the umbrella to stick up with the rest of them. And then I am going to put a little adhesive on his feet. Uh-oh, did my tape run out last night? I got it closed. Made a bunch of cards on my video last night, my Wednesday live, so. Thought maybe my tape ran out. All right. And then I am just going to put that down here in the lower corner. And then if you want, you can take some, if you have some like crystal effects or some lacquer, I don't know if you can see it. I put it down there under his feet like he was standing in a puddle. You can do that. It's going to take too long to dry. It will be the last thing you want to do. Put that on there and then set it aside to dry. I'm not going to do it because I don't have that kind of time. And I may have just messed myself up by putting the little duck too close to the edge, because I got to put the other piece on there first. Well, that's how I did my other one, so that's why I'm saying I should have put it on there first. I got to put this piece that's going to flap over. I need 1/4 of an inch to stick onto, so sorry. Like I said, I'm working backwards this time so that I don't have to keep tearing things off to line them up, because what I'm trying to do is cover up all the character stuff underneath for this duck while I'm going. So I have my envelope again from before. We used that a lot. And my mango, or my crushed curry ink. What? And then I'm going to make a sun with stamps. I got a sun right here. Make sure I'm on the camera. So I got my sun on there. And then if you want to heat emboss that with some clear embossing powder, by all means, feel free to do that. I did that on my sample. I won't take the time to do it now. Just know that you can if you'd like. Then I'm going to just punch this out with my 1 3/8 inch punch. And then I glued it flat up here in the corner. And glue that down. I've got a piece of my, it doesn't want to stay open now, I got a piece of my basic white scrap that I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I used up all different sentiments. This one says, "You brighten my day." And that's this longer, skinny one. And I used the crushed curry on that one again. And then go ahead and trim that off. I trimmed it at like an angle. And I do want to make it a little skinnier too. For this sentiment, it's not quite as wide as the others. And then I pop that up with some dimensionals. And I put that down here at the bottom. And then we've got our gray layer that we scored. We're going to go ahead and crease on that. Really good. And put some nice adhesive on there that's going to stick it down and hold it there. So I got a little of my green glue out. And we're going to go ahead and stick it down. And you can see it's going to be not quite the same size. Oops, I knocked it. It's not the same size as the card below, but that's okay. See, I got my ducky a little too close. Basically, what you want to do is make sure that it just your diorama looks nice. Not too much off one way, sticking up kind of thing, or the other. All right, so we stuck that on there. Now we can come in with a cloud and put a little bit of adhesive on the cloud. And we're going to stick that down. I got a cat hair on there. There we go. We're going to stick that down over here so that we cover up this little bit of sun showing. And it sticks through the hole on the top nicely. And then on this one, we're going to take the cloud. I think we will come back to this one. We're going to now take our frog and we're going to just put some adhesive under his feet. And then I closed the top down and I just looked at where I wanted to stick him so that like he stuck up, but he looked good. Stick him down. And then we've got another piece of scrap paper. And we're going to use the Friends in Any Kind of Weather stamp. This card's a little bit like the Never Ending card that I did where with my sayings, my sentiments that I just kind of randomly put some sentiments on there. So if you have any other like weather stamps that you want to use and just take a marker and get certain pieces of them, that would be cute as well. Otherwise, go ahead and just use what's in the stamp set and know that I'm going to say it's kind of gibberish because they're not really flowing. They're not really saying anything. Each page has got different like words on it, but I still think it looks cute. And it just keeps right on going. So we're going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to trim them off. And then we're going to glue this one right down along the bottom. You can glue this one flat, pop it up, whatever you want to do. I think I am going to pop this one up too, just because of the raised up bumps on from the raindrops. Getting it to stick flat might be a little tougher. Put a couple sets of the dimensionals on there. And I'm going to put it off too. I think I'm going to kind of try and put it in the center. I might have just got that on there crooked. Quite possibly. Okay. So this little guy's friends in any kind of weather. And now I just overcorrected it. But we got it. We're going to keep moving on. And then now we're on to the front. And we want to take our little bunny rabbit and put the glue on his feet. And then don't stick him down very far yet, because you're going to want to just make sure we want to cover up all that's under there. So now I'm going to come back and put a little bit of glue on this cloud. And then this cloud is going to tuck under here. So we got our cloud kind of covering part of the duck under there. And then we want to make sure that the bunny's covering the rest. Anything else that might be sticking out. And I was also trying to cover the cloud with the bunny. So bunny's doing a lot of work here. Bring him up a little bit. And I think that that's pretty good. And then this cloud down here, I got a little extra adhesive showing. So we'll go ahead and use our little goober remover. Drag that across there. You'll have to do it a few times if you're not sure how this hardened piece of, I don't know what it is, if it's like glue itself. You just got to keep dragging it across there and it will ball that adhesive up, and then you'll see that you'll get these, it'll build up on wherever you're dragging it. It'll build up, and then just pull them off. That's all I do. I pull them off and then I throw them away. So now we got our bunny on the front, and then I just need a little tiny scrap, and in here is a teeny weeny minute little hello. So what I did was I inked it up and I said, let me move over though, because I'm going to cut it. I said hello, and then I said another hello. And then I had my balmy blue marker and I just made a comma. This marker just, and I made a little exclamation point. So the front says hello, hello. And then we will cut this one a little bit as well. And then trim it. Get it out of there. And then I pop that up on the front, And I also, on this one, because it is smaller and it's going to kind of get lost in the sea of blue, I just dabbed it each edge on the ink pad, and then it will give a little dimension around the outside there. And then we're going to pop that up also. And we'll put that down here in the lower left. And then we can add a cloud. We're going to put it up here, so we'll only want a little bit of adhesive on this right-hand side. And we'll pop up a cloud over here somewhere. It's Bunny Rabbit. And so there we go. Like I said, I built this one backwards. You can, by all means, start with the front and work in. Just don't adhere your stuff down all the way until you've put the placement of the ducky on the inside, so that you know that you can cover him up correctly. So there you have it, everybody. Our third card in this kit. Stay tuned and I'll be back with the next one.